who is the best and just most important MCU director of all time? I look at this in a few tiers. Obviously, you have a lot of directors who only direct a single one, but for this, I'm trying to look at directors who are in at least more than one project. On the bottom tier, you have people like Peyton Reed, who did all the Ant-Man movies, where one of them is good, one of them is mediocre, and one of them is bad. And then you have Taika Waititi, who did a really good, like honestly, top 5 MCU project, and then a bottom 5 MCU project. And then in a tier above, I say you have some of the legacy directors, where you have like Jon Favreau, who was critical in the success of the MCU in general, making the first Iron Man 2, which obviously was a step down, but he was also an executive producer on all of the Avengers movies. Unfortunately, Joss Whedon was pretty critical to the success of what the MCU is, because the first Avengers film was kind of the make it or break it for this franchise, and obviously he made the underrated Age of Ultron. And then you have some more of the newcomers, like Drake Schreier, who just did Thunderbolts, is about to do X-Men, and could be one of the most critical directors going forth with a lot of the team-up movies for the MCU. Matt Shakman, who did WandaVision and Fantastic Four, 2 of the best projects that we've had since Endgame. And then Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, which are names maybe that you don't think of immediately, but they worked on pretty much all of Daredevil Born Again, Loki, some of Moon Knight, which are some of the best like TV projects we've had. And then in a third tier, I have Gunn, Ryan Coogler, and Watts, who I think were all just critical in the success of the trilogies that they did. The Guardians of the Galaxy, the Black Panther films, and obviously the Homecoming Spider-Man movies, those are all such critical trilogies. And Watts is definitely the weakest out of these. And I know James Gunn has moved on. We'll see what Ryan Coogler does after Black Panther 3. But they're all really critical, but kind of in their own little sections of the MCU. At number 2, Destin Daniel Cretton, who obviously has done Shang-Chi, Wonder Man, and Brand New Day, and is probably going to be one of the most important directors for the MCU going forth. He's made one of the best solo movies since Endgame. Brand New Day, which is breaking records, probably the best Spider-Man movie out of the Tom movies. WandaVision, which I think honestly is my top 3 MCU shows, if not even higher. And obviously he was entrusted in doing the Kang Dynasty, which obviously didn't happen, but that just shows the amount of confidence and how important he is to the MCU. And at number 1, kind of the boring answer, is the Russos. Captain America Winter Soldier, Civil War, and obviously Infinity War and Endgame, and now Doomsday and Secret Wars. They're entrusted with the most important projects in the MCU ever. They just prove themselves time and time after again that they can handle these ensemble films with a lot of characters, a lot of heart, a lot of emotion. And it's weird because they kind of suck as directors outside of the MCU, but within the MCU, maybe it's just the way they know how to work within Disney and Marvel Studios. We'll see if they come back again. I wouldn't be surprised if they come back after another couple shitty Netflix movies again. But yeah, in my opinion, that's kind of the tier list for MCU directors. But yeah, if you have one, let me know if you think there's one who's even more important than all of these.